Hey everybody, welcome to episode 30 of Pipe Dummies. Episode 30 and 8 o'clock, well, for our central guys, 9 o'clock for our eastern guys, on the dot. First time in a very long time.
Yes.
We're on schedule. And we have our pipes packed with some very good smelling Boswell Sweet Mild. So we will definitely not be seeing Logan on this show.
No, which is probably a good thing. He wants to see that ugly face anyway.
So just be me and Bull Shark today, as normal.
Yeah, I got the sample that we're smoking, which probably won't show up on camera, but it's for 2006. It's actually from May of 2006. And
like I said, that's worth noting right there. This stuff's already 10 years old.
It smells so amazing too. Like we said, we're doing an aromatic tonight. Boswell they do non-aromatics as well, but they're really known for their aromatics. They're really known for their really high quality aromatics. They're not goopy. They got amazing flavor to them. It smokes well. And Sweet and Mild is actually one of their more popular ones. Oh man, it's just got such an amazing smell to it.
I haven't even lit it yet because it just smells so good by itself.
I know, man. It's awesome. Golly, it smells good. Man, it smells like...
While you're talking, I'm going to put some fire to mine.
It almost smells like, I don't know, like a oatmeal raisin cookie or something. It's so good. Real heavy raisiny date note. Man, this smells great. I probably should pack my pipe set, but I just keep sniffing it.
Yeah, I had just enough to pack my pipe.
Really?
Look at that. I think there's one little speck of tobacco left in there. But
Wow.
I've smoked probably 2 bowls just for pleasure, and then I smoked 1 bowl that I reviewed a while back.
Yeah.
And then this one. So finish this can off.
Well, the description of this, it says Sweet Mild is a golden Cavendish blend along with overtones of toasted cherry. Very smooth and excellent room aroma. Yeah, obviously. History of this blend dates born back in 1998. Dan, along with Russ Hess, a customer that turned into a good friend. They worked on this blend until they got it just right. Now this is Russ' favorite all-day smoke, and many others who discovered Sweet and Mild. Customers who smoke Sweet and Mild are often asked, what is that sweet aroma? And it has a flavoring of cherry, coffee, and whiskey. I mean, I definitely get that cherry note. You definitely can smell that. And to me, it has like almost a bready quality. It kind of reminds me of like an oatmeal raisin cookie or something, you know?
It seems like it's that, I'm guessing, the Cavendish that I'm getting most of my flavor from off the beginning here.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't smoke, at least so far, nearly as sweet as it smells.
Yeah, that's the thing about, that's kind of the thing about their aromatics. I mean, it has a really sweet smell. It smells amazing. The room note is really awesome too. People will love you. But you don't get that thickening, overpowering sweetness, you know, when you're smoking it either. It's just a good amount, you know, for the blend itself. Still packing mine right here.
I mean, it's still got a nice sweetness to it for sure, especially on a little retrohale here. But it doesn't, as we've already stated, have any of that soupy, heavy casing to it. It smells great room note, and then just has a nice little light sweetness to it when you're smoking it.
Right.
have to see if it gets too hot on me or if I smoke too fast or not. I was talking to Logan about this weekend. I was up there helping him some stuff. And I'm thinking of this little spot there where there wasn't anything going on. That's the best part about 3 people. You really don't get the dead space while 2 people are trying to
light up.
Right.
Yeah.
The pipe's a little different. You can get some pretty good dead space there. 3 people, especially one of them being Logan, you can always get something being said.
Yeah.
I keep making little remarks about him every now and then, just to see if he watches anything, but so far I don't think so.
Mm. Yeah, it's sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet at all.
No, it's like just took the edge off of straight tobacco is all it really seems like. And so I got to wonder, you've had this a long time, I'm guessing, right?
You don't have to guess. It's 2006.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you've had it the whole time. So you've smoked this stuff fresh, and you've smoked this stuff 10 years later.
Yes. This is a lot mellower and smoother than it was by far. I don't smoke aromatics too much. And like I said, actually, I hadn't cracked this tin since I canned it in 2006 to send you some. I hadn't opened it. I was letting it sit there and age.
Jeez.
I have several jars of what you know, but for audience, I have several jars of the Boswells, of mostly aromatics. I got their is it Northwoods? I think it is. It's I'm gonna look that up and see. That's the one that's a non-aromatic. I think it's the only non-aromatic that I got. Yeah, it's an English blend. It's actually one of their actually Northwoods is their most popular blend. But my favorite, I think, has been Christmas Cookie, which I actually don't have. But with aromatics, I usually kind of just stick with aromatics around the fall, mainly the fall and the winter. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Probably mainly because most of the flavors of aromatics that I like kind of have that fall baked goods, Christmas baked good kind of, overtone. Like this has got cherry and coffee and whiskey on it. Then you got berry cobbler, which you can smoke that at any time. But it kind of reminds me of like, a blackberry pie or something like that. Christmas cookie, the name says what it's like. So I kind of use to smoke it only around Christmas time, most aromatics. So a lot of these I tinned up a lot of it, that I made little bitty baggies of some of the other ones, just so I could have a little bit to sample. But even when I did that, I didn't really smoke them as much. But I remember this one being one of my favorites out of the whole line too.
I'll agree with you on the fall, winter months, even up to early spring. And there's something on aromatic that fits quite well into a cooler climate.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Being in Texas is always hot. When I was in Mississippi, it was really super hot. Like today, the high was 98 degrees. But, that's why usually in the summertime, I don't really smoke a whole lot of pipe. Because kind of what I like to mostly smoke is English or Balkans, which is kind of heavy for a hot day,
Right.
It's kind of the same with my beer. Like I love, porters and stouts, but in the summertime, I don't want that. I want light, crisp beers, and it's kind of the same on my tobacco. Like even I noticed with cigars, I'm more medium body. I mean, I'm a medium body cigar smoker, medium to strong, but it's more medium to mild when it's really hot. Just, you know, I don't want it to be too cloying and overbearing. So it's kind of the same with pipes. But that's a good thing I like about the Sweet and Mild. It's got that cherry note, and it's got a nice sweet toasty note about it, which is good all the time. Like, it's not really heavily flavored. It's just a nice, sweet, tasty blend.
Yeah, I was just getting a lot of that toastiness to it with that mild cherry sweetness. It's not heavy cherry. You really got to dig to get the cherry out of the sweetness, but nice and toasty.
Yeah.
Real smooth and easy. Not far into it, but so far there's no kind of burn issues or bowl issues with this stuff.
No, not at all with mine. Which I told everybody on the last episode, I was going to smoke this my Boswell pipe, and this is what it looks like. And I got this at the same time that I bought this was 2005, 2006 when I bought this pipe. It was actually the first, pipe that I really had bought, you know, handmade pipe. It usually what it's Boswell and Son, so it's Boswell and his son that make these pipes, and they basically what they do is they'll make the pipes, and I think it's on either Wednesday or Thursday. They'll take everything they made that week and just throw them up on the site, and it's first come first served. Usually if they're one of a kind. So it's like this actually was one that was pretty common that they were doing back then. I don't even know if they're selling them like this anymore, but which I haven't seen one of these like this in a while. But they were doing a lot of. They had the kind of this kind of texture to it with the kind of almost wave pattern or whatever. I thought it looked really cool, and they're under $100 a piece for these pipes. I mean, and they're really good smokers. But I only use this for Boswell tobacco. Like, nothing else goes in this.
I'm gonna say, while you're at it, you might explain that tip you got going on there, because you can tell that's not a standard pipe tip hanging off of there.
Yeah. I mean, some people probably use these, but all that is one of those the rubber tips. And I know a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people been using them, and I bought some just to protect some of my more expensive pipe stems. Because, you know, when you clench with your teeth, obviously you're not going to leave a mark on the stem. But what I've found is just the way they are, and that soft kind of silicone rubber or whatever it's made out of. There's two different kinds. But it actually, I can hold it in my mouth a lot better. It's way more comfortable. I just clench it and hold it, and it's just so comfortable when I'm using this. And actually I ordered these from Pipes and Cigar, but every pipe place has got them. And they come in this one came in a 2-pack, which I ripped the thing. But this is BJ Long that make the pipe cleaners too. They actually make these. They come in a 2-count little bag. And I think it's $1 a bag, but they are so worth it. I have them on every pipe now. Everything I have, just because even on my cheapies, but just because it just makes it so much more comfortable to actually to smoke, the hold and smoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some of those myself, because I can hold these, but it's a lot, you know, it's gonna be a lot easier with a rubber tip on it, and the fact that my stem, I don't have anything bad. I can see small little nicks, but
yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. It's going to be my pipe anyway, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thing too. Some of my stuff, it's like, I know I'm not going to get rid of it, but, you know, it just makes it more comfortable for me.
Shooter had a couple questions for you. He didn't ask them in here. He asked them over in the SigFed chat. First one, he's wondering when you're going to come back to the chat over in SigFed.
Oh, I'll bring it up now.
I I guess you haven't been hanging out over there in a while, I guess. At least not when he's on.
Because I'm a slacker.
I work, got a kid. I don't hang out too much on chat. Every now and then I'll pop in and hang out. Kind of busy. So the other part, he wants to know if that Boswell pipe fits in your pipe rack or not. The one he built you.
Yes, it does, as a matter of fact. Like a champ. And thank you very much. I love it. I needed one so bad. Big time.
I need more pipes to fill up. Well, it's empty now because the only pipes I have I've been using right now. They're not even sitting in the rack. But I'm sure after Vegas, I'll probably pick a couple up. Won't be so bad. So we actually have a Q&A question over here. Shane says, hey guys, finally able to make it to a live episode. I have a ton of aromatics that I have yet to jar. They're all in baggies. Is there a way to, is there a shelf life in the bag, or will they hold up okay?
Yes, but if you put them in a jar, they're going to be perfectly fine in a baggie. I have some of mine that have been in bags for years, and some hold up better than others. So it kind of depends on the tobacco. It's something you got to kind of monitor because they'll dry out real quick in bags. But some, it won't matter. Like I said, I live in a humid climate, so it's easy for me to leave tobacco out and not really tin it or put it in cans. Like I could actually pop a tin and just still not put it in a can and keep just a lid on top of it. And then usually they're fine like that because it's so humid. But with baggies, you know, they breathe a lot more than the tins or a jar, so they can dry out a lot quicker. So you just got to keep an eye on it. And if you see where it's starting to get a little bit dry, then immediately just go throw it in a jar. It'll be fine.
And so it definitely depends on your climate. You and me down here on the Gulf Coast, we've got enough humidity in the air to keep, like we've said before, barely got to keep humidity in our cigar towers. It's so humid down here.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect ours too much, but so they should hold up, but you just got to keep an eye on them. And then if not, use your little trick with the moist paper towel on the lid of a mason jar, and you can moisten that stuff right back up.
Rubbermaid bin, mason, anything that will seal. Yeah, put a damp, not a soaking wet, but a damp paper towel on top of it or something that'll hold the water and not drip, and it'll rehydrate it pretty quickly.
Shooter, 10% humidity in the winter. Man, if I had 10% humidity, I think our houses would shrink up down here.
I don't even know what 10% humidity is. The lowest I think I've ever experienced is maybe 40. That's it. No, I've been to Denver, so I can't say that.
Right. I was going to say, I've been to Colorado and up in the mountains. I know I've seen less. I've been to Michigan and Maryland and stuff during the winter, so I've seen less, but I've never seen less than 40 for more than a couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, I was up there. My headquarters used to be in Lafayette, Colorado, suburb of Denver. And I remember it was in September. I left the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It was super hot and humid, so I was wearing a polo shirt and like khaki shorts and flip-flops. I got to Colorado. It was 45 degrees when I got off the plane. I was like, son of a bitch, because I didn't even bring long sleeve shirts. All I had was polos and a couple of khakis, parent khaki pants to go to work in. That was it. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go to Target, maybe find a jacket to buy or something. But as I got off the plane, got my luggage, and went out to go get my car from Enterprise, it was 45 degrees, but it didn't feel like 45 degrees. I thought, it's brisk, but it's not bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell.
Oh, it's a lot easier when it's not so humid. That wet, cold air is nasty.
It's like you got a wet blanket on you. You know, when it's humid and it's cold. I had my best friend since I was in kindergarten. His mom and dad, dad was in the Air Force, so they traveled all over before he was born. And they've been to Alaska. They're from Flint, Michigan. And he used to tell us that it got colder to him in Mississippi than it did in Alaska because of the humidity. I was like, what? Until I was like, really? I don't know. But then when I went to Denver, I was like, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I've walked around Maryland with snow and ice and short sleeve shirt, and it's cool, but I was fine. If you get snow and ice down here and you try and go short sleeve shirt, you're not going to make it. You're going to be freezing, uncomfortably cold. So it's definitely different.
Yeah, but I'm fat, so I'm kind of like a big walrus, so it's not really. It takes a lot for me to have to put on a jacket.
Well, you made me think. I'll toss this in there. It's not tobacco related, but talking about your flight story. I flew to Brazil in December, not this year, a few years back. But I flew out of Houston. So Houston in December can be pretty chilly. I think it was down in it was cold, lower 40s, pretty chilly for Houston. We pack in the plane. It's a quick hop over to Miami. You got to jump under the plane so you don't leave the airport. And then it's an 8-hour flight to Rio. So I'm dressed, lightweight but long sleeve shirt, jeans, and I've been freezing. Plane's pretty cold. You go about, what was it, like 4.5 hours difference down to Brazil. So you fly red eye and you arrive in the morning, about 11:30, I think it was. So I left Houston late night at 40-something degrees, got to Brazil, got off the plane, and their airport is not like an American international airport. It's not air conditioned, and it has nothing. It's pretty open air. It's 102 degrees and sunny because summer in Brazil, winter in Houston. Holy shit. I need to get out of some heavy clothes fast.
Huh, I hear that.
It was uncomfortable. But I knew it, but I sure wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, that's why I always try to dress for my destination. Like we all flew to Europe, this cigar media trip over to Europe in October. I dressed for Belgian weather instead of Mississippi weather. So when I landed, I was perfect. I was burning up here, but perfectly fine when I got there.
All right, we got another question here from Shane, thanking us for the answer to the bag. He's mostly out of laziness. Laziness or finding the time. I have both as a problem right now. It doesn't really matter. I've got probably 6 or 7 Ziploc bags of cigars with Boveda packs in them, so I haven't had the time to put them in inventory and put them in my towers yet. So been there. City's in the Pacific Northwest, so it's nothing like the community we have down here. Also want to let you know that those mouthpiece covers, you can get them at Vermont Freehand, 10-pack for $3.50.
Yeah, there's actually 2 different kind that I found. There's this one it's like a they said this is a higher grade rubber from the BJ Long, and then you got the ones which probably is if they're selling 10 for $3.50, which is probably like that. They're more of a harder rubber. And I actually have one of my Suge right there. It's a little bit harder type for rubber, and it's already cracking. Like it's not even a year old, but it's cracking on that. I'm about to replace that one soon. But I mean, hell, for that cheap, who the hell cares? But this one, these are a little bit softer, so it's kind of personal preference kind of thing. But these are a little bit more expensive because of that. But it's not that big of a deal, honestly.
6 to 1, half a dozen of the others.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you prefer. What pipes cigars is actually all they had at the time when I ordered it.
Yeah, I'm going to look around and get myself some from somewhere. I keep saying it. We'll see if I do. I wasn't expecting by next show. There we go. Somebody's in trouble.
Yeah. Huh, I guess they're turning. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, they're coming right past here. Of course they are right now. Why would a fire engine not do that?
Make sure they all get out, too. Trying to get the whole fire station out there. Jeez.
It shoots them, man. We do it right.
Wow.
This is so tasty, man. I love this blend. I mean, it's still. It just reminds me of like almost like I don't know, like almost like coffee cake with cherries or something. Like a coffee cake with some cherries baked into it.
Here we go. Woo. Somebody wasn't paying attention, texting and driving, or trying to find those Pokemon, probably. Walking out across traffic. I can kind of see the coffee cake, the way you're getting it, because it's kind of a sweetness and a bready note, but also that cherry note holds through. I still got a lot of that toasty.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, it's almost like, I mean,
On a good, slow retrohale, that's where I get a lot of really good flavors out of it.
yeah. I mean, it's almost like bacon, kind of like a ginger snap cookie, those old molasses cookies or something like that. But it has that nice coffee note, too. So, there's the straggler.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot more sweetness this time around than I did before. And not like a heavy sweetness, just that added sweetness to the Cavendish and those toasty notes. Yeah, were they pulling a 5-alarm fire over there?
Oh, that was a police car. I mean, you get a 911 call or emergency call, they dispatch fire. Same with the police. So,
Down here how was it? A little bit in the last few years, they've made that change. Now, if anything happens, they don't just dispatch an ambulance; they dispatch fire trucks and ambulance, and of course, the cops are already there. So,
yeah, they did the same thing in
everybody.
Mississippi, and apparently here too. So, I mean, most of the time where I'm at, a lot of my cigar buddies, a lot of them are cops and EMTs and firefighters. So, whenever I would be like our fire station was near my house. We'd be up there late at night smoking or whatever, and they would get an alarm and they had to go. They'd call Battalion 1 was the big EMT truck. So most of the time it would arrive before, the ambulance would. So they always went on every call, no matter what it was.
Yeah, they do that here because I think may have just been one incident. Can't remember because I wasn't here, where they just sent the ambulance. So the cops and the ambulance show up, and then the car caught fire. So then they called the fire department afterward and said, all right, we're going to fix that. We'll have that happen again. So now they send it all. And most of the time, I can see the fire truck come back within 10 minutes by them just cruising back. Because I mean, if you bump somebody, just bump their rear end, they'll send a fire truck.
Yeah, that's common. That's the way they do it. They've done that in Mississippi forever. It's just a common call.
Corpus isn't your common town.
Yeah.
They're just catching up to the times in a lot of ways. But back to our tobacco a little bit.
I'm getting a lot more cherry.
Yeah. Mine started burning really nice, and I've got it going. Tamp it a little bit here and there, and it keeps burning. I've had to put fire to it like I was at first.
I'm getting a ton more cherry.
Very deep cherry.
Yeah.
like those dark black cherries, not a redder, sweeter one.
Yeah, I like it too. Because let me tell you, the candy cherry, I freaking hate it with a passion.
Like
Cherry
a loser's cough
candies.
drop to smoke.
Oh man, dude. And I think it was way back when I was really, really young. My mom used to try to give me that liquid Tylenol in the cherry flavor.
Yeah.
Nastiest shit on earth. Terrible. And ever since then, I've hated cherry flavored stuff. Like not cherries, but like anything that's
Right.
cherry flavored. Freaking disgusting, terrible. So I've kind of always shied away from the cherry aromatics, but that's why I want to try the Colt. Is because of this. Because this is very tasty, and it has that natural cherry flavor, not that sickening artificial candy cherry bullshit flavor. This has a nice, true, like a black cherry note, and it's
Right.
it's not, and it's just there as an accent too. I say that probably the most dominant flavor, honestly, is that toastiness, that kind of that cakey, kind of cookie kind of a toastiness, sweetness with a hint of the cherry. But that cherry is awesome because it just tastes so natural. I love it.
Right. Yeah. It's a toasty bread note for me. Before it was just toasty, but the breadiness is added into it with, well, like we said, that dark black cherry note is real subtle in there, mostly on the retrohale for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my lid back on my jar.
You probably still smell it just sitting outside, even though.
Yeah.
Have you tried the? Kind of talked about. I can't remember if you said it or not. The Pure Estate heirloom cherry.
No, I haven't.
Okay. See, I smoked through a tin of that pretty quick. It's a stronger cherry than this for sure. I mean, it tastes like cherry note, but I found it to be really enjoyable.
I'll have to check
I'd
that
give
one
you
out.
some, but I'm all out of it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I want to. I think I have a tin of it actually, because I remember when my shop in Biloxi got the tins. I think I bought one of everything, so I should have a tin. I have no idea, but I bought one of everything, so I should have it.
And Logan hated it, but
That's shocking.
that's not. Yeah,
Boone's
nothing
Farm.
anybody didn't know. Yep, Boone's Farm. I thought it was really good though, but it's a
You're not a pipe
stronger
snob.
cherry. No, I smoke what's good. I don't care what it is about it.
Right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why I
Logan's
want to try
pipe snob.
that Colt, the Colt tobacco. Because they got two. Shit. I'm actually on smokingpipes.com. Let me go look at that. Can't remember what the two of them are. It's Blood Moon is one of them, but they have, what was it? Abacus. That's the one. Yeah, Blood Red Moon. Oh, that's Conspiracy. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, Abacus was the only one I could think of.
Yeah, Abacus is the one that it's sold out. I mean, when it comes, it's almost like a Balkan Sobrani or something because it sells out super quick. And Blood Red Moon was the first one. That's the one that is cherry. And let's see.
I know the Blood Red Moon little cigars. I had those.
Yeah,
Those
Blood
weren't
Red
flavored
Moon.
though.
Yeah, let's see. Dark, rich, fire-cured Cavendish, Bright Virginias, Burleys, heady with aromas of royal and cherry and dark chocolate. So,
Sounds tasty.
yeah, and I mean, I know it sold like mad, and it's got a ton of reviews on Tobacco Reviews. Abacus is follow to Rich Blood Red Moon. Abacus is blended from black Cavendish, Virginias, and mild Burleys to provide similar smooth smoke, but with a mellower aromatic element made up of cocoa, vanilla, and hazelnut. So that sounds slamming.
Yeah. Let's see, if I'd have known all this back oh, when was it? There was a sale somebody had on all that cult pipe tobacco, and I didn't even know they had pipe tobacco. I only knew of their cigars, and I didn't pick any up. And now that I'm into this, I probably should have.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, they're a conspiracy, which that one I hadn't heard of. I didn't know that was out. Golden Virginia's reddish burley, a special Green River Black Cavendish, and a touch of Cyprian Latakia are blended together with top notes of vanilla, clover, honey to produce Colt Conspiracy's creamy and just slightly floral smoke. Interesting.
That's interesting. There was a question pop up over in Q&A here, and I don't think I got rid of it, but it disappeared.
Oh, Shooter Smoking Seattle Pipe Deception Pass. I haven't had that one, but I freaking want to because Potlatch was so freaking awesome that I really need to try. I want to try all the rest of them. I've had the Mississippi River, and it was okay, but Potlatch, holy shit, that was freaking phenomenal.
All three of us raved about that one. One of us didn't like it.
It sure as hell wasn't me.
No, I'm saying not one of us didn't. All three of us thought that was one of the. I would think we pretty much all gave that sucker like a 5 star. Here's that question. Shane got into the question here, and I don't think I have, but was asking if we had tried the Lane Limited Dark Red. It's a good cherry. Still, it has the fake cherry taste, but compared to others, it's pretty tasty.
Now, see, I'd be out. Fake cherry, the Keeney flavor. No, I'm out, man. It's got to be that natural, cherry note because I can't take that fake cherry. Can't do it.
Kind of like somebody who's had too much tequila or vodka at one time. They just can't come back to it.
Yeah.
Lost the
taste. You drank a whole lot of tequila and you puked it all up. Then you swear off tequila for a while.
Mm-hmm. I've never been there, but I got some friends who have that issue. You start talking about vodka. I got a friend that she got to walk away because the thought of vodka, she can just taste it instantly. That's a little much.
You shouldn't be able to taste vodka too much.
Well, it has the burn. It can have a little bit of alcohol flavor, and then I'm guessing if you had enough of it, there's some other flavor is going to come into your mouth too. So
just stick with the Kettle One, baby. Kettle One.
Kettle One's good. I go all over the map on vodka.
I like Kettle One, Belvedere. What else? I'm not a real big vodka guy, to be honest.
I got Belvedere in my shelf lately.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that a lot.
Stoli was always a good go-to for me.
Yeah, Stoli. They're what is the high-end one they got now? Ultra something? Shit, I can't remember. It's like a high-end Stoli now. It's like a 5 times distilled or something.
Yeah, I don't know of any specific one. I still have old bottles back when they still said Russian vodka and they had all the gold medals on it. They took all that off of there now. I don't know why they changed their labels. But then following along with Bond changing vodkas, I decided I'd change along and go to some Belvedere and just been enjoying that. As long as you don't get too cheap, it's all pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be snobby, but for the most part, I've found bad vodkas, but most of the good ones are all about the same.
Yeah.
For me. As long as it's in a glass bottle, it's at least fairly decent. If it's plastic with a handle, it's probably not any good. I had a little gurgle on mine I had to actually get out.
Yeah, I did a minute ago too.
And I got it out, but hadn't had that for a while.
Yeah, Shooter, talk about the Peachtree schnapps. Now let me tell you, that's one liquor I literally cannot take one sip of. If I take just one sip, I will vomit. I don't know why.
Of any schnapps?
Oh, Snops! I can no Snops. I cannot
Wow.
do any of it. Man, God, what going on around here?
Well, that makes me think of a fire. They've had to pull a few alarms on that thing. Let's see. It's just destined. We were here on time, ready to go with the tobacco. Started like we were supposed to, and here's our dilemma. Sirens nonstop. I don't know if I just have noise in my head, but I swear I can still hear sirens even though you're muted.
There's another one coming. Or I might have maybe it's an echo. I hope one of those refineries isn't on fire. No, it's coming. It's another one coming. Good God.
Yeah, they pulled a couple of alarms on that. They got a few extra houses coming. Something big. May have to check out the Houston news and see if something's going on over there. Make you miss your man cave.
Yeah, because I lived in a cul-de-sac back home in a quiet little area. It was always real quiet. But one thing about this tobacco, though, like I really love the flavor. It's got a nice bready, toasty baked goods, cherry quality, and the coffee is there, but it doesn't. It's not like coffee. It's almost like that. The bitterness of the coffee that I get more than the flavor of coffee. But if you smoke this too fast, it will get bitter. It will get funky. So this is one you can't smoke too fast. But there is no tongue bite, obviously. There's no tongue bite whatsoever. It just can get bittery, kind of weird flavor.
Yeah, you really got to watch out for all these aromatics like that. That's one thing I learned fast. How good they are, you got to keep it slow. You'll ruin it fast. And Shooter being a smartass over there about your siren problem. He has a new donut shop opening.
Man, let me tell you, I'm fat, so it's obvious I love donuts. Donuts are one of my favorite things in the world. There must be 12 trillion donut places around here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the thing, they're all the same. Donuts, breakfast tacos, and kolaches. That's all that's what they sell. And they're on every corner around here. It's crazy. They're all the same too. They all have different, called different things, whatever, but they all have the same type of donut, same type of kolaches, the same type of breakfast tacos. I don't know. It's weird, man. And there isn't a single Krispy Kreme around here.
Yeah, no, you're kind of tough finding a Krispy Kreme around here. We've got tons of other donut shops, tons of Shipley's, Dunkin's, and a couple others, but then a lot of just, local shops.
Yeah, but I really haven't found a real true, local donut shop like that specializes in their donuts. It's like all the donut shops here, they all have the exact same type of donut. Like it's all the same thing,
Like Benny keeps dropping off all the donuts for him.
Yeah, it's like
for every shop.
One of the big food wholesalers is dropping off donuts and they just bake them and put them out or something. But nobody here, kind of like in Austin, this Round Rock donuts. Isn't it Round Rock? Round Rock, yeah. But they're like world famous, or like Voodoo Donuts in Portland. Yeah. They're known, like they're famous, but there's nothing like that here. There's no real special cool donut shop. They're all like just generic fast food donut places. The donuts are good, but
right.
So they're all like Shipley. Everything's like Shipley. Right. And I've known Shipley for a while, even Mississippi, because we actually had one in Starkville where Mississippi State's at. There's been a Shipley's there forever.
Yeah, we got a Shipley probably 2 minutes from my house, so pretty good place to go. So at least they make their donuts in-house. Yeah. We found out that our Dunkin' Donuts, they just opened into last year, I guess. They don't make theirs. They're shipped in from San Antonio.
They're nasty. I can't
really?
stand them.
You ship in your donuts? So
All it does, it just tastes like bread. It's like bread with a glaze on it. Like it's not that soft, sweet donut kind of dough. To me, it's like French bread with a glaze on it. It's like
our Shipley's is way better, but Dunkin's got decent coffee, so I'll go grab that.
Krispy coffee's even better.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't know.
Dude, let me tell you who's got some amazing damn coffee. Panera Bread.
Really?
It's amazing. Yes, it's so good. I mean, there's not a Panera Bread where I'm at. I know them though, and I dropped my wife off to go to the at Hobby Airport here in Houston to fly off for work. On the way back, I was starving to death, but I didn't want to get any, Burger King or McDonald's. And I noticed was cars parked at Panera Bread. I didn't even know they did breakfast. So, oh my God, there's another batch coming. More fire trucks. Nonetheless, they have great breakfast, and their coffee is freaking phenomenal. One of the best fast food coffees I've ever had. I mean, it'll go up against some coffee shops.
Yeah, I need to go try breakfast over there sometime. I say that, but I tend to very rarely go out for anything, especially breakfast. Make oatmeal and a cup of coffee at home, and I'm good to go. Following Shooter's line, only twin engine for him. It's like, yeah, I've got some twin engine Nicaraguan, some of the dark and some of the lighter roast, and grind that stuff up, put it in the French press, and that is some good coffee.
I've never
when I've got time. It's good stuff. He was at the show, and we got some from him before. I'm sure he'll probably be at the show this year, I would imagine. But when I have time, I put it through that French press, and I've just enjoyed that.
I love French press. I mean, I got a Keurig now just because it's quick and easy.
Oh, yeah.
But
usually I put it in my little stainless steel strainer and do the Keurig in the morning. But sometimes I have the time to sit and steep some coffee.
Then I saw this thing on Kickstarter. It's already over. It ended. I even missed it. But it was a new type of a French press that they had came out with. And I can't remember what it was called now. But basically, you put these little cup filters in it, like little round filters like that. It's like a French press, but instead of still have that stainless steel thing, but you put the paper filter on top. And it has a special plunger mechanism. And it's supposed to make like the ultimate clean, almost like it's like a pour over coffee and a French press combined, which is phenomenal. Because those Chemex coffees, you ever seen those? It looks like the big beaker, basically not a beaker, but like a funnel, glass funnel. You put like a triangle filter in the top of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you put the ground coffee in there, and you pour the water over real slowly. And when you first do it, it makes what they call a plume, and you let that die down. Then you slowly pour. It takes forever, but let me tell you, it's the cleanest cup of coffee you've ever had. There's a place in Birmingham called Seeds, which is freaking phenomenal. Best coffee place I've ever been to, and I had it the first time there. Oh my God, it was phenomenal. The best coffee I've ever had. But it takes forever, and it's like a science. Like you have to measure out the precise amount of coffee to put in there, and depending on how much coffee is there, you gotta put in the right amount of water. It's kind of complicated. I bought the stuff. I hadn't even used it because it's kind of a pain in the ass to do. But yeah, I had a French press, and I love French press coffee a lot. But my wife actually dropped it, cleaned it one day. I just haven't bought a new one since.
Yeah, I've seen that other method. I've never had a cup made that way. I've almost bought the stuff, but again, it's not a cheap set to buy for that one. Not the ones I've looked at least. So I just figured my French press, my Keurig would keep me for now.
Yeah.
So let's see where we are. Hey, we're actually getting close to an hour here. I guess we ought to get backtrack to back a little more. I haven't had any more gurgle out of mine.
I had it right at the beginning.
Right, I had that one time that I was talking about, but that's it. It's staying lit pretty well.
Yeah, shooter. I have a Berg grinder too. Matter of fact, I bought it for the Chemex, and I haven't done the Chemex, so I haven't even used a Berg grinder yet. It's brand new still.
I have just about bought one of those because when I first got into actually doing it all myself and getting beans, just got a cheap, easy grinder, and I need to get me a good Berg one. I just hadn't done it.
Yeah, it's a big difference too because those cheap grinders, I mean, they just pulverize the bean.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I can tell you that it's not doing it right.
Yeah, and I mean, I even bought a high-end grinder, and it still does a shitty job. But a Berg grinder, even the lower end ones do a really good job. But I watched this on YouTube, some reviews on them. There's this one, I think it's a Seattle shop or somewhere in Oregon. They actually took like 7 Berg grinders, and they put them all in the same setting, and they tested each one of them, and they made coffee with that, and did a review about how the coffee tasted with it. And the one that I bought actually was I can't remember what the brand was now. It's like Caprese or something like that. It was off of Amazon, and actually won their challenge. And it's not a very expensive Berg grinder, and it tied for like the most expensive one. I think it was like $300. I think mine was like 70, and they tied. So I bought it.
That's way better way to go there.
Yeah.
And Shooter says he does a Berg grinder and the pour over. That's his everyday way. Well, hooray for you. I don't have that kind of time mostly.
It's a pain in the ass, but once you get the method down, it's just as quick as doing honestly, it's just as quick as doing a French press. Like when you do the French press and you sit and wait. Well, on the pour over, you're pouring instead of waiting.
Right.
You're pouring a little bit of time. So it's the same amount of time. It's a little bit more work, but I'm telling you, the coffee to me tastes better. It's just because it's cleaner. When you do the French press, you get that silt that kind of in there. None of that. None of that shit's in there.
We just got the whole answer for why this happens. Shooter's wife does it for him while he's getting dressed. So,
oh Jesus!
Heck yeah! I'll take some drip coffee out of a Berg grinder. Somebody would make it for me, but I'm not having that happen. Wife will help me with a lot of stuff, but I don't think I can get her to pour coffee for me like that. Yeah, I wouldn't use a paper filter. Don't they have like a stainless steel filter that you use in those? Real fine stainless mesh. Thinking so. Wait. Shane, were you thinking of the AeroPress?
Oh, I've never used it, but I heard it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, one thing they do in the Pacific Northwest is their coffee. AeroPress or French press is the way to go.
Yeah, I heard the AeroPress is pretty phenomenal too. But I've never done it. I've never had it. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I have had AeroPress coffee. There's a place show called Bar Bazaar that they do AeroPress, and it was really good. I still prefer the pour over. It's a super clean coffee. But AeroPress is good.
Well, I've never even seen that before.
I mean, this kind of goes with our pipe tobacco because there is a coffee flavoring on this. Even though I really don't get much coffee at all out of this.
No,
if anything, I get like the essence of coffee, kind of like that little bit bitter aftertaste or something with it,
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call out the coffee note, but since it's been called out by the description, I can make out a coffee bitterness in the profile, but it's just toasty, bready, and a little bit of that cherry sweetness. That is top to bottom in what I've gotten.
That flavor of that coffee like I said, it kind of reminds me of coffee cake with like maybe black cherries baked into it or something like that, or like a ginger snap cookie with black cherry baked into it or something. That's probably. I mean, that coffee kind of comes through a little bit, but it doesn't come through really as coffee. It just kind of comes through as that, the flavors that we sometimes get with it, a little bit of that bitterness. It's almost more of like a molassesy kind of or hard. Honestly, it's hard to explain this, but it's more like of a baked goods kind of, flavor. I don't know. It's damn tasty. How about that?
Well, I obviously didn't mind it because I burned through that whole amount you gave me.
I'm telling you, man, aromatics, dude. Logan is screwing up by just swearing them off without really ever trying them. I mean, he tried some shit ones and said, "Oh, screw aromatics." But that's the the problem with aromatics and pipe smoking too, because you'll go and you'll get some real shitty aromatics like at the drugstore, or some of the stuff that at some cigar shops where they have like 3 jars of pipe tobacco, and you use just like that goopy crap aromatic, and you smoke it, you're like, oh,
you use it.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's swear it all off, but it's like when you get good aromatics, man, they are phenomenal. But I mean, it's probably a 3-to-1 ratio of good aromatics and bad aromatics, though. At least 2-to-1. And to me, Boswell's is good aromatic. Every one of them are really good. I might have burnt mine down.
Yeah, and I've said it before. There's something about pipe tobacco. I'm extremely open to flavored pipe tobaccos. I'm only somewhat open to flavored cigars. I will reach for a standard cigar before I reach for, an infused.
Yeah,
but
me
I'm fairly
too.
apt to reach for an aromatic pipe tobacco before I reach for a standard. I might be half and half now because I might have actually gone the other way. Now I tend to reach for like a smoky, like the Orlick Dark Strong Kentucky. That stuff to me is
I got to revisit
great.
that one. I had it, and it was just like, it was too rough. I mean, it was just too much. But I know people that, that I watch on YouTube, other reviewers that have the same flavor profile of me, what I like, and they love it. So I need to retry it again.
Now, too rough would be about 2 weeks ago. That was a little too rough.
Don't even bring it up. I don't even want to think about it.
Old Joe Krantz wears some big boots, and he kicks hard. I've never had a pipe tobacco hit me that hard.
The thing is, too, there is stuff out there that makes that be like, it's like a mild tobacco. Yeah, like the Irish Rope or the Black X. I mean, that stuff is like smoking pure nicotine.
Yeah, that stuff would hit me hard because I don't get that much nicotine in me at any time. Well, I guess it is 9, so we'll do the wrap-up part and we'll give our ratings on this Boswell, on this good Boone's Farm. Well, I'm saying it before I throw up my side of it.
No, you go first. I went first last time.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying I'm gonna pull up something. I think I'm gonna rate it higher this time than my review I did, which really not that long ago.
I'm relighting the dottle, so that should tell you what I think.
Well, the last time I gave it 4 stars in my review, which, purchased enough to keep in the rotation. I think I'd have to keep it. I thought I gave it a little lower, but I'll keep it there because, I don't know. Well, I think I know what your score is because we already know this stuff's 10 years old. That kind of puts you in a certain rating. As good as it is, I'd probably have to keep mine at that 4. I would definitely have to keep some in stock.
Well,
But
to
for
me,
keeping some in stock would be enough for me.
well, yeah, to me, I'd give it a 4 as well. I don't know if I'd ever give any aromatic a 5 because it would never be my first thing I'd ever grab. On Christmas Day, I always smoke some Christmas cheer from McClellan. I always smoke that. That's aromatic. Every year it's an aromatic. So on that day, Christmas Day, I used to only smoke aromatic. But I mean, this is a phenomenal aromatic. Like the flavors on this is amazing. So it would definitely, I would definitely have to be a 4. And to be honest, if I gave an aromatic a 5, it might be one that's coming up. We might do, at least for the end of the year. So I'll save that for then. But this is one that will always be. I will always have a mason jar of this stuff. I mean, because it's for one, it's an easy smoke. Like I said, I don't really like smoking aromatics in the summertime. This one, not a problem, because I mean it's a good smoke, easy burning. It's light and mild, so it's any time of the day. The aromatic part of it is not. It's not overbearing. It's just a nice little topping, just a little bit of flavor added to it. It's not like a dominant thing. So in the summertime, this is not bad in the summer either. And the flavors, like I said, some things, you think, summer, you think fall and winter type of flavors, like coffee or and chocolate or, stuff like that. But like this one's, cherry and cherry coffee and whiskey. I mean, that's all year round type of flavors to me.
All year, anytime. But actually, it's a little stronger, but I think it would be still good morning tobacco.
Oh yeah, I think it'd be a great morning tobacco.
The toasty, bready with cherry notes, I think it'd work out great.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just had dinner before we came on air, and this is like a really good after dinner smoke too, because it's got that sweetness in it. It's almost like a dessert smoke. But like I said, it's not overbearing, so it's good all time. All occasions. I think it's good smoke. So it's a solid 4 for me for sure.
So definitely, if you're looking to try some aromatics, and you want to make sure you try something good, Sweet Mild would be a good start.
Definitely.
Not heavy, not too light. Got some really good flavors and a good burn, so I don't see an issue with it at all.
Yeah, and, I mean, all of the Boswells are like that. I'll be totally honest. I'm foreshadowing stuff we got coming up, but all of the Boswell aromatics are solid, and it kind of depends on what flavors you like. Because there's, like I said, they run a whole gamut of flavors. So I mean, if you like chocolate, they got that. If you like honey, they got that. If you like vanilla, they got that. If you like rum, alcoholic type stuff, they got that. They have everything. But so yeah, check them out. I think it's boswellpipes.com. Like I said, it's like Wednesdays or Thursdays they do their pipes, and they got one that I've been trying to catch, but they're the first ones that go every time. It's a kind of a standard pipe like this, but right here is a 12-gauge shotgun shell cap, the brass piece. It looks badass. Being an outdoorsman, I love that. A gun guy. So I love that, but that's one of the first ones to go. Every time it goes up, boom, you got to be waiting on it. And there's people that sit there and wait, keep hitting F5, refreshing their browser, wait until they hit, and then they buy. I mean, so then you have to wait again because you never know what's going to pop up on there. So just got to watch. But that's about it for me, man.
Yeah, I think we're good. We will. Wow, did we even decide next week yet?
Did we? I don't think so.
No, I think we'll have to do that as soon as we hop off here. We'll figure something out. We'll post it up on SigFed. We'll put up in the schedule. So, Yeah, we'll figure something out next week. I don't know if we'll continue with the Suge Guide series. We'll come back to Boswell's, or if we'll just. We got a lot of choices, so we'll figure something out and put it up there. Y'all just check it out over on SigFed. And we are out for tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
Later.